So for those I haven't had a chance to connect with yet, my name is Stacy, and I've been a yoga teacher for several years. When I first joined yoga, it was a result of my own experiences with chronic fatigue and burnout. I found my way into a yoga class and found it very supportive, very helpful for what I was facing in the time. As a result of that, I then went on to do yoga teacher training and have focused a lot of my training since then to better my ability to support those of you who are suffering with chronic fatigue and burnout yourself or are at risk of those things as well. For our class today, if you have them, I always suggest having 1 to 2 yoga blocks and a yoga strap nearby. For today's class, yoga bolsters will be helpful as well. And if you don't have those props, that's okay. You can substitute with folded up pillows, rolled up blankets, towels, whatever you have nearby. Making sure you have as much props nearby as you can so that you can support your body through your practice. We're going to find our way onto our back for Shavasana, where we'll begin our practice. And once you're comfortable in your Shavasana, I'm going to explain some information to you, but I want you in a comfortable position during that time. I want everyone to find their way onto their backs. And because we'll be here on our back for an extended period, you may find it helpful to bring a bend into your knees. You can slide a pillow, a stack of pillow, a rolled up blanket, or a bolster beneath the knees for support. And that will help to relieve any tension that you may be holding in the low back or hips. Slide your shoulder blades beneath you, and if you have a pillow nearby, you may wish to place that beneath your head as well. Lengthening up the back of your neck to allow your breath to move freely in and out through your nose. During this time, I encourage you to close your eyes. If you have a small cloth or a hand towel, you can place that over your eyes as well to eliminate any external visual distractions. Start to take long, slow breaths in and out through your nose. Relax your face, create space between your teeth. And start to find some softness here on your mat. And as you settle here on your back, I'm going to talk a little bit about chronic fatigue and how your day-to-day stressors may be contributing to emotional and physical burnout in your life. And this will be the most that I talk throughout our class today. And you will be given lots of opportunity to settle into silence. If you prefer and if you find challenge in silence, you are welcome at any time at home to turn on some gentle, soft music in the background. Help fill that void, that silence, if you find struggle there. If you haven't done so already, I once again encourage you to close your eyes. Tune in deeply to your breath as it moves through your body. And as you settle into your Shavasana, listen to my voice, but hold no attachment to the words that I speak. And if you begin to doze off into a meditative sleep state, your subconscious will continue to hear me, and you will continue to benefit from the words that I speak. There are many stress triggers in our lives, and we have each found our way onto our mats today for our own reasons. So while I may reflect and speak of work as a trigger, to some, that work is a literal job. For others, it may be acting as a caregiver for a loved one, or it's balancing financial constraints, or working through illness or chronic health challenges of our own. We are unique people, and just because we can work and find ways to struggle through hours and hours at a time, because we have that ability, we somehow feel obligated to do so. And when we take these moments of stillness, of peace and calm to ourselves, it may lead to us feeling a sense of guilt or feeling like the time is being wasted, and that time we are taking for ourselves would be better suited going towards others and other stressors in our lives. If that is something you have been experiencing, please know that you are not alone. There's a reason that so many people have signed up for this practice today. Is that many of us face the similar challenges every single day, and while these moments on our back, these moments of stillness can be quite healing, it is difficult to offer them to ourselves. And those stressors that we face every day, whether it's work or others, can be made worse by how accessible technology has made us. There was a time where we could leave our work, our stressors behind, but now we never know where and when it might show up. An out-of-hour email, an unexpected text message, or even social media, where we are flooded with an algorithm of others experiencing similar lifestyles to us. We're followed by colleagues or people in our lives that we once had a division from. So we used to be able to leave our colleagues at work, leave people from the hospital or the family we were caring for behind. But now we go home to our social media, we have messages from them, we're reminded of them by photos and stories, and we're less able to leave those stressors and to have a division with our own personal life and these times to ourselves. Without even realizing it, we find ourselves in a sense of fight or flight response, like a prey who doesn't know what corner their predator might be living behind. A deer jumping with the snap of every twig. But in our case, the predator isn't necessarily literal. It is whatever our lives is a trigger to our own personal stress and trauma response. And you see the hormones secreted in response to an emotional stress, be it work or others, are the same as those secreted in response to a threat of physical survival. The body can't differentiate. As humans, we are the only species who takes that threat or perceived threat and recycles and replays it again and again. If you picture a rabbit running from its predator, they zig, they zag, a sense of panic consumes them. They're running to survive. In some cases, they're fortunate enough to escape. Once they find themselves in a safe situation, they pause. Maybe they shiver, maybe they shake, a pant or two. And then, as if nothing happened at all, they return to eating clovers. And they move on with their day, like they didn't just experience a near-death experience. That vibration motion that they do, that shivering, that quick jump that you see at the end of that chase, is their body's way of releasing the stressors, the trauma that they've just experienced. Humans, on the other hand, have the unique ability to replay those moments again and again for years to come. Let's consider a situation that we've all been in from one way to another. A pizza delivery person hands you your order and they say, "Enjoy your meal." You quickly respond, "You too," and you close the door. Your eyes widen, your heart races, and suddenly your heart begins to panic as though you realize what you've done was so silly. You're going to hold on to that moment. As ridiculous as it was and as safe as you were in that moment, the hormones in your body can't differentiate. It feels as though you've had a life or death moment. And years from now, you will look back and you'll remember that time you told the pizza delivery person to enjoy their pizza as well. Replaying it, recycling those same emotions you felt in that moment over and over again as if it's a new experience, unable to leave it behind. This, of course, is a more mild experience that some of us have encountered. And if that's how we respond to something as silly as a pizza delivery person, imagine how much our body holds on to the real life-changing circumstances, the real challenges that we face. Of course, there are far worse triggers, but the concept stays the same. Hormonally, our body's response to those awkward encounters mimics an actual threat. Each time we replay it, those same hormones are released again and again. Our bodies can even have an inflammatory response to these emotional triggers. Regardless of the severity of the trigger, our bodies can have an inflammatory response that can actually trigger real infections and real inflammation or pain in our bodies. So what do we do about it? We can work towards reassuring our body and our mind that we are safe through breath, through meditation, and through rest. We are able to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system, letting our body know that it is safe and able to relax. And since a sedentary lifestyle can also contribute to an inflammatory response, throughout this practice, we will also incorporate some gentle movement with breath. Please listen to your body as we move through class today, and only participate to the extent that your energy level today supports. We'll continue to settle into the Shavasana for a few more moments. Just connecting with your breath. Notice the ease in which your breath moves through your body, the areas that may still be holding on to tension. And if your mind has started to wander away from your practice, you've begun to doze off, bring your awareness back to your body by wiggling your fingers and toes, waking it slowly and gradually. And take some rotations through your wrists and ankles. In both directions. And slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. Land for a cycle of breath. And we're going to move our legs, bending the knees in towards our bellies, maybe hugging them in close. Again, this gentle hugging motion, just letting your body feel safe and supported. You can interlace your fingers around your knees, or you can use a strap to add length to your arms. That yoga strap can be a belt, a dog leash, or an actual yoga strap, depending on what you have at home. With every breath in, we're going to find some length through our spine. Each breath out, hug the knees in closer towards your belly. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to squeeze. Follow your own rhythm of breath here. With each breath in, the belly fills, the knees draw away from you. And each breath out, curling the knees in towards you, the belly softens and contracts. Next time the knees come in towards your belly, we're going to hold them there, but continue to breathe softly in and out through your nose. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side with your knees. Land in the center, lower your feet onto the mat. You can slide away any bolsters or props you may have at your feet. The knees are bent, soles of the feet on the floor with the heels close towards your bum. And if you have any props beneath your head, any pillows, we'll remove those now as well, letting your head rest softly on the floor. Your palms face the mat, shoulders tucked beneath you to create a sense of openness through your chest. A little bit of movement with breath here, but please listen to your body. If you do not have the energy to move, find stillness at any time throughout your practice today. We're going to press down through our feet. As we inhale, lift your hips up into a bridge pose. Pause for a moment, and on the exhale, lower the hips back down. As we move through these motions, we'd like our breath to be as slow as possible. Again, reflecting back to the rabbit running away from its prey. A natural instinct in moments of threat is to breathe quickly, to move quickly. So the opposite of that action, to reverse that cycle, that force of habit we have connected with, we want to slow down. Slowing the movement and slowing the breath. Once again, big breath in, pressing through your feet, lifting the hips up high for a bridge. Hold that inhale, and then exhale slowly as you can, lowering your hips to the floor. Taking a moment to pause between each inhale and exhale. Big breath in, lift the hips. Pausing at the top, hold in that inhale, and then exhale to slowly lower. I'll allow you to follow your own rhythm of breath, so you do not feel pressure to keep up the pace with others. With each breath in, pressing through the feet, lifting, maybe holding the breath, holding the pose for 2 to 3 seconds before lowering back down on the slow, soft exhale. Taking a few more in each direction. Remembering that you can find stillness at any time. And taking one more. The slowest, lower the slowest exhale yet. From here, we will move into a supported bridge pose. Using pillows, blocks, or a bolster beneath the hips. We're going to press down through your feet. Lift your hips up and slide your props beneath them. We want to make sure that the prop is beneath the pelvis, not putting pressure on the low back and spine. If you are uncertain, you're better to err on the side of caution by having the bolster or block, pillows, or blanket further down your spine towards the tailbone. You choose the height here. There is no right or wrong. The height of your prop is going to depend on the length of the legs and how tight you are through the hip, the legs, the pelvis. An option, if you have a yoga strap, is to bring that around your thighs. Tighten your strap to a point where it holds your thighs in place so that you do not have to use the muscles to do so. Having it just tight enough to support without digging in or causing discomfort. Let your palms face the floor. In yoga practice, we have options of palm placement. When the palms face the sky, it is said to allow our bodies to absorb energy from the space around us. When the palms face the floor, it is said to support our bodies and allow us to conserve the energy that we have. So that energy that we cultivated through the lifting and lowering of our hips, we can hold on to that energy in our bodies as we settle into stillness and into the silence of this posture. We'll be holding this pose for several minutes. During that time, if you find your mind racing, as though you're flipping channels on a TV, see if you can quiet the mind by giving it somewhere else to land. Follow the breath as it moves in through the nose, down the throat, and deep into your belly. Witness that same breath as the belly contracts, leaving your body out the nose. Where can you find some softness? Where in your body are you still gripping, holding on to, flexing, or clenching? With each breath in, send your breath to that area. Create space. With each breath out, softening those tissues as the body begins to relax. Hold on to that sense of softness that you've created. With or without the strap on your legs, we're going to slowly draw the knees in towards your belly. And send the feet up towards the sky. Legs up the wall or waterfall pose. You can remove the prop from beneath your hips at any time if it is not serving your body today. This posture can be performed with your heels resting on a literal wall. You can also bend at the knees and rest your calf muscles, your heels, on a chair, a bed, whatever's nearby. Lots of variations depending on your own body's comfort in this pose. You can have the palms of your hands facing the floor or facing the sky, whichever feels best suited in this moment to you. Letting your practice be uniquely your own. This posture is meant to be restful. You find it is taking effort to keep your legs in an upright position. I encourage you at any time to lower your feet, reminding you that you have the option to instead rest your legs on furniture, the wall, whatever you have nearby. Just a few more breaths in this position. We'll slowly bend the knees, draw them in towards your belly. A great opportunity to remove your strap if you have one. Pausing with the knees hugged in towards you. And we'll slowly lower the feet onto the mat. Lift your hips. Remove whatever prop you may have still beneath them. And lower your hips back down. The knees are still bent. We're going to walk our feet to the edges of the mat. Let the knees tip into touch. Releasing any tension that may have developed through the low back. Allowing the knees to support one another. Maybe placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Allowing the hands to ride the wave of your breath as it moves in to the belly and chest, chest and belly. Slide your feet together. The knees remain bent. The knees in towards the belly a little bit, and then we're going to send them over to the right for a twist. You have pillows, blankets, bolsters, or blocks nearby. I recommend you fill any voids that may be present in your body. So if the knees are hovering slightly above the floor, fill that space with your props so they're able to rest softly. Any low back or hip sensitivity, you may benefit from placing a pillow or block between the knees as well. Take whatever arm variation your body is asking for. And the gaze can remain up at the ceiling or over to the left. I have a small dog resting on my shoulder, so I don't have the option of turning my gaze, unfortunately. But you can choose in your body what works for you, depending on the space and the pets you have nearby. Send your breath deep into the lower left belly. As you hold these postures for extended periods, it can become quite challenging. Not necessarily from a physical standpoint if our bodies are supported by props in comfort. The mental aspect can be challenging. Notice the thoughts that return to your mind, any recurring trends or topics on repeat. This may be an indication of one of your stress triggers. That pizza delivery person that creeps back in again and again and again. When you feel that happening, rather than approaching it with judgment or frustration, approach it with acceptance. Acknowledge that it is normal behavior for the mind to work this way. Instead, give your mind somewhere else to land. Turn your focus to the breath, taking a long breath in through the nose, filling the lower left belly. As you exhale, feel your body settle deeper into your twist. Where you see if we have that moment of judgment, we try to tell ourselves, stop thinking. The next thing you know is you'll be repeating the mantra, stop thinking, stop thinking, stop thinking. And in fact, rather than welcoming peace into your mind, you're just entering new thoughts. So if you must think of something, if you need a mantra to follow, perhaps it is, I am breathing in, and I am breathing out. I am breathing in, and I am breathing out. Over time, your body will learn through practice to follow the breath without the verbal mantra. We'll begin by drawing the gaze back through center. The knees will find center as well. Take a moment in center to land for a breath. Move into the opposite side. Knees draw in towards you and then over to the left. You decide on this side if your gaze will remain at the ceiling, or if it's coming over your right shoulder, directing your right ear down to the mat. On this side, we are directing the breath deep into the lower right belly. Take note if you are clenching your jaw. Relax through the face. Create some space between your molars. Soften the creases at the corners of your eyes, between your eyebrows. Slowly draw the gaze back through center first. Let your knees find center as well. Releasing any props you may have between the knees. Pause in the center. Let the soles of your feet come to touch, the knees open up like a book, creating a diamond shape with your legs. We want this practice to be restful. So if you're feeling a lot of stretch, a lot of tension in this position, you can try sliding your heels away from the pelvis. You can also place pillows or blocks beneath your knees for support. And if the body is well supported and you would like a little extra weight on your thighs, you can always use a bolster if you have one. Placing that over your legs or a weighted blanket works too. This added little bit of weight can act as a sense of grounding in your pose. Just making sure that the legs are supported and this is not adding extra tension, extra stretch. And take your arms out wide at your sides, palms face up to begin. Once again, finding some movement with breath. As we inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, palms face one another. On the exhale, the arms stay straight. We're going to extend them out at the sides. I'm going to bend my elbows just because the wall is close to me here. Inhale, arms come up towards the sky. Exhale, opening the chest, the heart, as the arms find their way back towards the ground. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to open. Finding a few more following your own rhythm of breath. Remembering the slower the breath, the slower the movement. We can start to trigger to the body that it is safe. If we're moving quickly, if we're breathing fast as though we are panting, it is as if we are telling our body that we are running away from danger. Every cycle that you move through, perhaps you move just a little bit slower. Breathe a little bit slower and perhaps even pause for a moment between inhales and exhales. Take one more big breath in, the biggest breath yet. Pause for a count of 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale. As your arms come at your sides, take whatever arm position feels good. Land in stillness. Your supine Baddha Konasana. Reclined cobbler's pose. You turn your awareness to your belly and chest. As you breathe in, notice the belly and chest rising with breath. As you breathe out, they contract and settle down towards your mat. Making no effort to change the rhythm or rate of your breath. Making no effort to control it. Simply aware of its presence. Just a few more breaths from this position. If you have a bolster or weighted blanket on your lap, you can remove that now. With or without the help of the hands, we'll draw the knees back up through center. Bring your right arm up over your head. And we'll roll over onto our right side. You can use the right arm as a pillow. Let the left palm rest softly on the floor or your body. And slowly, in your own time, we'll find our way up to a tabletop position. Taking your time, moving slowly. Take a few little sways with your body from side to side. We've been lying on our back for a while, so this can feel good to just welcome a little bit of movement into your spine. Let your head fall heavy as you release to the back of your neck. Land in the center. With the knees bent, we're going to walk ourselves back to sit onto the heels. So you can decide if you'd like your toes to be tucked or untucked. If you have pillows or blocks nearby, you may wish to bring that between your feet and come to sit on that as well. Just check in on your feet. We want them to be parallel. So as we hold this position, you may feel the heels start to splay out to the sides. And you draw them back through the midline, letting the feet stay as parallel as possible to each other. Come to sit on the heels. If you have ankle sensitivity, rolling up a small blanket or towel beneath the ankles might help. And the same thing goes for knees. If you roll up a towel in the crease of your knees, that can help relieve some pressure and tension there. We're going to move through a few cycles of breath together. So we'll start with the hands at prayer at your heart, elbows to the sides, sitting up tall. Take a few deep breaths here, shoulders stacked over the hips. We'll move through it slowly a couple of times, so don't worry if your breath isn't matching straight away. Take a big breath in. We're going to reach up overhead, lift the hips up off of the heels. As you exhale, bring the hands down in front of you. Bend your hips back towards the heels for a child's pose. Forehead comes down towards the mat or a block. On an inhale, we're going to slide the hands towards us, rounding through the back body as you lift the hips, chin to chest, child's pose, or rather cat-like back here. Inhale, extend forward, child's pose. Next breath in, we're going to lift the hips, lift the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, palms come together, hips lower down, hands to heart. Pause here for a full cycle of breath. A little bit faster this time, but still moving slowly with breath. Inhale, reach up, hips lift. Exhale, hands come forward, child's pose. Inhale, slide your hands towards you, coming into a cat back. Inhale, fingertips slide forward. Rising up all the way, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause for a cycle of breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, child's. Inhale for cat. Exhale, child. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart, maybe the hips lower to the heels. Pause for a breath. We're going to go through that cycle a few more times. And this is a gentle variation of a vinyasa flow. And it's one that the more you practice can start to become a bit of a moving meditation at home. You may even down the road be able to practice this with your eyes closed, just connecting movement to breath. It's in these moments that we move to breath that it gives our mind somewhere else to land the sequence rather than wandering to other thoughts and challenges. If you remember the sequence, you are welcome to follow your own rhythm of breath. Otherwise, do your best to follow along. I don't expect you to remember it, and that in itself can cause some people stress and anxiety, so I will continue to cue the sequence. We'll take a big breath in, lift the hips, reach up high. Exhale for child's pose. Inhale, cat back. Exhale, child's. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Maybe you sit the heels back down. Big breath in. Soft breath out. Starting the cycle again. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale for child's. Inhale, cat back. Exhale, child. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Hold for a breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big breath in, reach up. Exhale to child's. Inhale, cat. Exhale, child's. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart, maybe sitting down towards your heels. Pause for a full cycle of breath. And then we'll land in a supported child's pose. You may choose to just take your standard child's pose, whatever that may be for your regular yoga practice, allowing as much space between the thighs as you like to support your belly. But let your forehead rest on something. Maybe it's resting on a block, a stack of pillows, or the floor. If you have a yoga bolster, you may wish to bring that out in front of you. You can also use blocks to create a ramp with your bolster. If it is more comfortable to look to one side, you're welcome to do so. I'll cue an opportunity to change positions of your gaze at halfway through. You can also bring pillows or blocks beneath your hips for support. And for this child's pose, we want to bring a gentle bend into the elbows, let the forearms rest on the floor. Just the same as we have sent our breath into our belly. And you focus now on sending your breath into your back body. With each big breath in, the upper back, the shoulders, the ribs, expanding in all directions. With each breath out, the ribs contract. Big breath in, rising and expanding through the upper back. A soft breath out as it settles in towards itself. Sending the breath now to the mid-back, the low back, hips and pelvis. Feel it expanding with each breath in. Softening with each breath out as the hips settle deeper towards the heels. They do not have to touch. The entire back body expanding with breath. The upper back, the mid back, the low back and pelvis. Rising and expanding. And then softening and contracting as you empty the lungs completely. If your gaze is off to one side, you are welcome to turn it in the opposite direction, staying even from side to side. Just a few more breaths in this position. And then as slowly as you can, rise up from your child's pose to tabletop. Slide away any props you may have used. Just take a gentle sway from side to side. We'll come to find a seated position with the legs crossed, left leg in front of the right to begin. And especially if you are tight through the hips, you may find it helpful to sit up onto a pillow or block so that the hips are the same height or higher than your knees. We're sitting tall, shoulders stacked over your hips. And we're going to reach the fingertips out in front of us. So the arms out in front of us, palms face one another. Think about a bow and arrow. Bend the right elbow, draw it back towards you as the palm of the right hand reaches for your shoulder. Extend the right arm forward to meet the left. Draw that right arm back again. Bring it forward to meet the left. So almost as if you're holding on to the string of a bow and drawing the arm back behind you. Bring it forward once again. We're going to move through the opposite side 3 times, bending the left elbow this time. And coming forward. Bending the left elbow. Coming forward. Bending that left elbow. And coming forward. So this time we're going to pair that movement with breath. The shoulders remain stacked over the hips, palms out in front of us. Take a big breath in as you reach that right arm back behind you. Exhale, bring it forward, palms face one another. Inhale, left arm back behind. Exhale, draw it forward. Inhale, right arm comes back. Exhale forward. Inhale, left arm back. Exhale forward. Follow your own rhythm of breath. We'll take one more in each direction. Big breath in, reach up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Full cycle of breath. Let it go. Release your arms at your sides. We're going to extend our legs out long. You can remain sitting with your hips up onto a height, or you can lower down and back onto the ground. The legs are extended long, but we want them to be passive. So give a little wiggle, let the ankles soften, the toes fall wherever they choose. From here, we're going to fold forward over our extended legs. For any knee discomfort, sliding a rolled up towel or blanket beneath the knees for a gentle supported bend is going to help take some tension out of your legs. If you have yoga bolsters, pillows, blankets, you can bring those to support your upper body as you fold forward. Choosing whatever height of props works in your body. Maybe that even means bringing a bolster to rest on your feet, letting your forehead rest on the opposite end. We want all the muscles in our body to soften and relax here. If we attempt to force ourselves deeper into a forward fold, or any pose for that matter, the muscles begin to panic, to tighten, to clench in order to support the joints they're protecting. When the body feels supported, the muscles have the opportunity to relax, to release, and to let go. When we think of ourselves, for example, if you're driving in a snowstorm or in scary traffic scenarios, the first thing you'll start to notice is the muscles begin to clench, to tighten, the shoulders crawl up towards your ears. It's the body's way of protecting you. So when we do a yoga practice in effort to let our bodies relax, but we force our muscles into that panic clenching mode, it's almost defeating the purpose. It's triggering to the body that it is not safe. Setting ourselves back up for that fight or flight response. And so instead, find a way to support your body here. Let it feel safe. So the bodies are able to release, relax, and let go. You settle deeper into your pose. Scan your body. Look for any areas of effort, of tension. Send your breath there. Offer some space, some expansion. As you breathe out, feel the muscles melt away, releasing tension as they go. Just a few more breaths from this position. Turn the palms to the floor if they're not already there. Try to walk yourself up slowly, allowing the head to rise last. Remove any props you may have used. You can bring your hands behind you, draw your heart up towards the sky, gaze comes up. Gentle back bend to reverse that forward fold. Take a big breath into your chest, your heart, your throat. Exhale to let that go. We'll come to sit in the opposite cross, so this time right leg in front. Again, you can decide if your hips are up a little bit higher on a pillow or a block. Stacking shoulders over your hips, the heart stays open to the room in front of you. Maybe take this opportunity to close your eyes. Let go of any visual stimulation around you. We'll find some movement with breath, but there's no need for you to see for this movement unless you feel unsafe to close your eyes. We'll take a big breath, and as we do so, we're going to reach our arms out to the sides and up over our heads. On the exhale, let the palms come to touch as you bend at the elbows. Let your hands meet in prayer at your heart. Big breath in, reach out and up. Lengthening through the fingertips. And as you exhale, the palms come to touch. The elbows reach to the sides of the room as your hands meet in front of your heart. Prayer pose. Big breath in, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Find 5 more, following your own rhythm of breath. You needn't worry about how fast or slow I am moving in comparison. Listening to your body and pacing yourself based on your own unique needs today. Wherever you are in your cycle, take 1 more, the biggest and softest breath yet. Landing with your hands at your heart for a few cycles of breath. Perhaps the thumbs press softly against your chest, sensing for the subtle beating of your heart between breaths. I am present here in this moment on my mat. Through breath, through movement and stillness, I am safe, I'm supported, and I'm able to relax. Blink your eyes open, Release your arms at your side. We'll find our way onto our back. As you set yourself up for Shavasana, do so in a manner that will support your body. Find comfort and stillness. Your arms at your sides, nice and wide. You decide if you'd like the palms up to absorb any last remaining energy in the space around you. Or the palms face down if you wish to conserve that you've cultivated here on your mat today. The shoulder blades tucked beneath you. A gentle tuck in the chin lengthens up the back of your neck. Begin to direct your breath in and out through your nose. With a big breath in, the belly rises up towards the ceiling. With a soft breath out, it settles and contracts down towards your mat. Big breath in, the belly rise. And exhales, the belly falls. Stay connected to that slow rhythm of breath, the gentle rise and fall that comes with it. Do a gentle scan of your body without judgment or attachment. Notice any last remaining areas of tension. Releasing any effort or tension through the toes, the feet, the ankles. Become aware of the point of contact between the heels and your mat. Allowing those points of contact to ground you here on your mat, in your practice, in this moment of time. Relax the calf muscles, the thighs, both left and right. Begin to melt away from the bones and into your mat. The legs, both left and right. Begin to release, to let go, and to relax, growing heavier and heavier with every breath out. Relax the hips, the glutes, the pelvis. Feel the back body grow heavy on your mat, surrendering to gravity as it remains supported by your mat and the earth beneath it. The shoulder blades tucked beneath you create a sense of openness, the chest, the throat, and the heart. The arms at your sides begin to release all effort. The fingertips become weightless. The arms, both left and right, grow heavier and heavier like sandbags at your sides with each breath out. There is no need for them to work in this moment. They can simply release, let go, and relax. The back of your head grows heavy, supported by the earth beneath you. Your face begins to soften, releasing creases at the corners of your eyes and eyebrows. The jaw begins to relax. Your entire back body grows heavy, weighing you down on your mat. And with each breath out, it grows heavier. The muscles melting away from the bones and releasing tension with each breath out. The tension subsides, the stress dwindles with it. And as heavy as the back body grows, the front body remains light and fluid, moving freely with breath. A gentle rise and fall of belly and chest, chest and belly, completely effortless. Let go of all effort to control the rhythm or rate of breath. Simply remain aware of its presence as it moves through your body. With every breath in, offering yourself a sense of gratitude for taking the time for yourself here on your mat today, for acknowledging the need in your life for some stillness, sense of calm, peace, and ease, and for offering it to yourself. When you do feel ready to get up and go, I always encourage you to take a few extra moments here on your back, offering stillness and breath as long as you have available to you. Take your time rising up and going on with the rest of your day and weekend to follow. And while you may not be able to take these restful poses throughout your day, when you're faced with stress or challenges, please know that the awareness of breath remains yours even off of your mat. Taking a few moments to connect to breath, follow the inhales and exhales, and be so beneficial in calming the mind, slowing the heart rate, and setting you at ease. By slowing our breath, we trigger our bodies that we are safe and able to relax. It was with such gratitude that I joined you here today on your mat, and always. Until next time, namaste.